Hey you, so on this video, who's going to buy silver at $100 and gold at $5,000? So who's going to buy your silver and gold at those prices? I'm going to give a rundown on who I believe would be paying those prices and why I think it's kind of, I would say, naive type of thinking to believe that you're not going to be able to set those prices. So before we get into this, I'd like to say if you haven't done so already and you like what you hear/see, please do go ahead and subscribe. And I've got a rare thing that I do on the channel, an unboxing. So I've ordered some of these gold Liberty coins in. As you can see, I'm really chasing back on myself and actually having to pay the cost right here, pay the extra premiums. But it's a coin I've liked for a long time. I had a few on the channel before, but just the quality let them down. But as it's been idle funds, I've been just looking up on some pieces, and in Europe they're kind of hard to get a hold of, especially for decent prices. So I've just been snapping some up that I've been able to come across. So you saw the 1 ounce on a recent video, so I'm now just getting a load of the 1/10 ounces in for what I've been able to pick up from dealers. So once again, please do go ahead and subscribe if you like what you hear/see. Sure, everyone's seen these before, so I'll just do a quick overview and just get into the whole topic of this video. So these are pieces, once again, speaking on these, I think these will make fantastic gifts for loved ones at a later date. So, and I think this is a decent purchase. I did pay a little over the odds, but I think in time they'll really come to their own. I've got a few 1/10 ounce pieces. A lot of my fractional pieces are doing pretty well in my stack. We all know you're paying extra premiums when you're picking up fractionals. So, it's all about timing or which pieces you're picking up or which fractionals that you're picking up, hoping that they'll be able to do well. But I've got a lot of faith in these pieces. And as mentioned, these make fantastic gifts for loved ones at a later date when gold goes on to do some of the numbers that I'll be speaking about in this video. So I'll do some unwrapping him and some talking at the same time. So who's going to buy your silver at $100 and your gold at $5,000? Convert into pounds, dollars, dinaries, whatever your currency may be. But as I mentioned, I think it's because I've seen this being put out there, and I've been asked this a few times in the past, and I would say it's somewhat of naive-ish type of thinking to believe that because you was able to purchase this silver at such a reduced price, i.e. current prices, or even any prices that you would have seen in the past 5 years or 10 years, you was able to buy the silver at such a fantastic price. You feel, you was ahead of the curve. Yes, indeed, it's always good to buy when it's low and sell when it's high. But to believe that the door closes from the next pump up, so, for instance, silver was to hit that magical $100, that's it. It's checkout time. Who are you going to sell this to? Because they're all going to know that you bought it for such a low price, and you wouldn't buy it at that price because you were switched on years in advance. So you now automatically believe nobody else is going to buy it at that price. So I think there is scenarios where there'll be somewhat of paused positions, but I believe that'll come from dealers, and I'll get into that. But first of all, I would say I believe there's going to be no issues cashing in or getting those prices. So for instance, gold was $5,000. I don't think you're going to have a problem seeing that, and I'll run down, I'll give the top 3 at who would buy that off of you and have no issues buying that off of you. And first off, as I said, I think gold would be number 1, because in my eyes, right now, currently, gold has the best chance of getting those types of prices if you was to sell. So, if you wanted to cash in gold, if it touched $5,000 today, I think more people would be more, forward to pay those prices than silver, rhodium, platinum, or any of those other metals. And I think because it's seen as money, it's stored as money, and it's trusted as money. Purely on those reasons only, I believe that's why gold is another metal I'm focused on. Of course, that could change tomorrow if silver was to become the one. Let me know down below on what you think that could be, or whether you think that's the case now. But I think somebody that was going to buy that off you, or a scenario where you'd have a situation not having problems selling that, would be a buyer for that straight away at $5,000 an ounce of gold and $100 an ounce of silver would be money. What I mean by money, I mean anybody with money, big money or even small money, is going to buy your gold or your silver off of you for those prices. One, as I mentioned, I think money wouldn't have a problem spending their fiat money on real money, i.e. gold, and that may be silver, depending on who you're speaking to. If there's no more gold, or whatever scenario may be playing out there in the ethos. But, you know, money's never going to have a problem buying off of you. You could be, some could say you're seeing that now with the whole silver rush. You know, I call it FOMOing. Some people FOMOing. Some people say it's just about pure supply and demand, and it's the time right now. But as you can see, money comes out of the cracks and the woodworks when it's time to really FOMO or catch up or get on to what the buzz was. You'd be surprised at how many people are preoccupied right now when they should be stacking. So, you know, to believe that you're the only person stacking and thinking no one's going to buy at those prices, I think that's not going to be the case. When the time comes and it hits those numbers, money will come out. It's either going to be big money or small money that now knows what real money is. That could be on any platform. It could be on the secondary market platform, like we're seeing on eBay and the likes of, or it could just be word of mouth, or it could be somebody that knows about it but hasn't acted upon it, but it's now taking that course of action and capitalizing and acting upon it. So I think money is going to be the first person or people that's going to be buying your metals at 105,000. Next, I would say dealers. You know, dealers are what we all know, but there's a caveat with dealers, and I believe the caveat is going to be dealers are going to be more reluctant to lock in at immediate prices, especially since they've seen, well, any dealer, we all got our LCSs or our, you know, dealers, online dealers that we deal with, and you'll have to ask them how they reacted in the last, you know, big spike, especially with silver. It's a great question to ask a dealer, you know, was you purchasing, was you buying, did you have stock? I think a lot of dealers, but I was not a part of it. I've had people comment in the comments, and please let me know down below in the comments if you was a part of the last 2011 rush, I believe. Was you able to offload a load of metals, or was you buying, or was you selling? How easy was the whole entire process? How I envisioned it and what I've been able to get from broken conversations here and there is that it was more people buying, more people FOMOing, and I believe you wouldn't see a situation like that again, as I've mentioned many a times, because we have new markets out there, i.e. people who are a lot of, you could call it big money, has no problem investing in virtual, i.e. non-physical. So a lot of the, if you don't hold it, you don't own it, is more for the, you know, I would call sensible wise stacker, i.e. us guys, you know, we know what we're doing, call us preppers, whatever you want to call us. But big money, whether you like it or not, you'll find more of the big money involved in virtual stocks and wherever that may be, paper, than physical. Not saying they don't hold physical, but, you know. So looking at that, a dealer may look at the whole entire situation and be of the mindset that they're only going to be purchasing your metals off of you. And this is what I believe a scenario could be like what we're going to see next. Once they run out of stock, selling at $100 an ounce silver, so they'll have no problems selling, as we saw from last time, because once again, money is always buying. The first people I said would be purchasing your metals. So a dealer would have no problem selling. But when it comes time to buy, I think a dealer is going to be a lot more hesitant. You'll have to have a scenario where a dealer, what I believe you'll see is, will want to either run out of inventory completely, purchase from individuals at a much lower price than the current spot price, but when there's no other avenues and they have to restock from their suppliers and have to pay the higher prices, that may be a scenario that they'll go into. I think a lot of the bigger dealers have enough stock that can cover them till they can get definite answers. I say that because you could technically wipe a dealer out if silver hit $50 today, for instance, and you contacted the dealer and was able to liquidate all of your metals. Any dealer that would do that deal, I would say, was not very smart and technically could be out of business by the end of the day, because we all know how volatile metals can be. And when you're seeing all-time new highs, especially in all-time new situations, I think dealers more than ever are more smarter than a lot of people. You know, they're no fools, so they know what your generic costs. You know, I'm not saying that they're going to be technically looking in your pocket, but they are. But they're going to be watching their own pocket. So when you turn up with a, you know, a barrel load of generic silver, whichever may, high premium, wherever that may be, governmented, and want that new shiny spot price of $48, £35, you'll more than likely find a situation where they've ceased trading and they need to know where, you know, where the dust is going to settle. I'll put it out there saying you'd need a good couple of months before a dealer would comfortably pay you the new higher prices. But I do believe we're at a sweet spot in life. You know, gold being $200, £100. We're at that sweet spot where I think all metals are about to level up within the next 2 years, or even within now. We're seeing it right now. And whatever that new price may be is going to be the norm. So I think having your metals now and seeing where that stops, is it going to be a situation when we find all-time new highs for silver and it stands there? Will we find all-time new highs for gold and it stands there? But ultimately, we will know where we are when dealers start comfortably paying you, all dealers and every dealer. You know, you're not going to find a situation where some dealers are saying, well, I'm just not willing to pay you, yada, yada, yada. You're not going to find situations where dealers are going to say, we've been in business for 10 years. And, you know, silver now has a new high spot price of, I don't know, $30, $50. We're shutting up shop, business over. They will have to buy at some point, but it's going to have to find that neutral, normal price moving forward, if you understand what I'm trying to get at. So I believe once that price is sold, it's in the making right now, then that'll be the price you'll get all day. But it's going to be the price that dealers will pay you all day, every day. Currently, right now, I believe in the UK, Europe, you're looking at about, damn near, if you're lucky, £14 sterling. So anywhere from $18 or whatever that may be, you'll get all day, every day. So when we find newer highs, dealers will be a good and fantastic avenue. But I think you're going to have to wait a lot longer before a dealer will actually give you that price, because they weren't born yesterday and they're not trying to get stung in the whole entire process. And third, I would say the next type of institution or institutes that will purchase your metals at those prices are going to be investment platforms. That could be anything from a bank, for instance. You know, a bank is always going to be purchasing real sound money. And this is why I've always said gold, but that could 100% change once again. I'm not sure if many banks do take silver, but I know some banks do take gold as sound money. So you could put it down as some type of a backed loan. And then I've been in talks with people that have been telling me about crypto exchanges that were looking to be starting up, that will be taking stuff like fine art, vintage vehicles, vintage wines, gold. And so, you know, platforms like that, and then they will loan you, give you some type of cryptocurrency. So it's basically a platform where you're able to put assets up, hard assets, and get cryptocurrencies in exchange. And these types of places will be accepting gold on their books. So, and whatever the spot price is at those times is what you'll be getting. So these are good things to gauge and buy also, because institutions are normally used to going off whatever the current spot price is. And we all know there'll still be paper silver and paper gold. So that could be a fantastic thing to be in also. But if you have the physical and it's at those new high prices, they won't be as reluctant as somebody like dealers. So, you know, the bigger the dealer, it'll be interesting to see how they react as opposed to your LCS, because they have different circumstances, overheads, rent, and, you know, outright payments and, you know, bare minimums that they have to cater to, whereas a larger establishment may not have the same problems as the smaller ones do. So I think when the prices do kick in, it will be in that order that you will be able to liquidate your metals at the new all-time high prices. So I think straight off the bat, it's going to be money. Preferably mainly big money that's going to be purchasing your metal at those prices. You can see it happening right now when people are saying, you know, on eBay, people are still buying that. That's money. You know, dealers will gladly sell it to you at the new higher prices, but they won't buy it back straight away at those higher prices. So when they hit these numbers, if you want to capitalize, go out to where the money is. You need to put yourself out there on these platforms, whether they're auction houses and the likes of. Second best spots, I believe, are going to be dealers. But once again, you may have to wait a little while before they're willing to actually put their hands in their pockets and pay you these higher premiums, and that just is what it is. And then next, I would say, once again, it's going to be these investment platforms that would gladly pay you those prices. But I think in the end of the day, it's, if you're holding for the long term, and it's not like an investment view, say for instance like something like cryptos is, then it's not something you really need to worry about. As long as you pick the right metal, then you're not going to have to be thinking, oh, I need to get out, it's about to tank. I don't think at no point in time, I don't believe gold would. If gold was to tank back down to the $200 level now, it would be the best buying opportunity ever. You know, I don't see it happening, but, you know, anything's possible. So I wouldn't rule it out, but I don't see that happening. But that's where we are right now in terms of it falling back down. I think it goes up in steps and it just hovers and goes sideways for decades, maybe, or months or years. And that's the new norm. But I don't think we'll be going down, and then it's tanking out from there. So I'd love to know your thoughts and opinions on who you think or believe is going to be buying your metals at those prices. We've got a comparison here. So you've got the 1 ounce with the 1/10 ounce there in view. Let me get a bit of cleaning up there. So let me know your thoughts and opinions on who you believe is going to buy your gold and silver at those prices, or do you think you just won't be able to sell at those prices and that's it? You know, you're now stuck with these metals forever because you was the only one dumb enough to buy, and now you've got no buyers. Everybody else is, you know, the smartest guys in the room, and they're like, I'm not going to buy that generic piece of silver for you because you bought it for, I don't know, $10, and now you're trying to sell it to me for $80. If you believe that's going to be the case and that's the way the world works, and you know you're ruled out now, please let me know down below in the comments. But if you understand how commerce works, and you know, the early bird catches the worm, and now you're selling it for the new norm, let me know on who you believe is going to sell or buy, and let me know what you intend to do when these new all-time high prices kick in. So hate or love it, guys, please do let me know what you think of this video. Once again, please do go ahead and subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I'll catch you guys on the rebound.